Alright, I am going to put together this video. It's a short, hopefully, basic description of things that you should know for PvP. This is just the fundamentals. I'm not going to go into just fucking crazy detail and crazy stuff, because I don't have time. Alright, let's get started. First thing I would have everybody keep in mind is to separate everything in the game. This means weapons, ships, and drones, things that you would use against another player, into three categories: small, medium, and large. The reason I'm going to have you do this is because if you keep that in the back of your mind, it will help you make good decisions when you're fighting. Because if you're matched evenly, a small against a small ship, then it'll be a pretty even fight. But if you're small versus medium, the small ship is going to have the advantage that it's harder to hit. The medium ship is going to have the advantage that it is more on paper DPS than the small ship. But the paper doesn't really matter if you can't apply it. So, just keep those concepts in the back of your mind while you're watching and while you're out fighting, because you'll probably be able to make better decisions. And the drones are the same way, as I say, because if you attack a small frigate with medium drones, they're going to have a really tough time hitting it, and the frigate is going to not have a very hard time hitting the drones. So that's the basic thing. Frigates are small, cruisers are medium. Most battle cruisers are medium as well. The ones that I would divide the ships up as if what kind of weapons they usually are bonused. So if you get the battle cruisers that are bonused for larger weapons, then I would throw them in the large category. The drones are pretty cut and dry because they actually are labeled small, medium, and large, so no controversy there. You have small from here over, medium for the most part from here over, excluding things like the Naga and the Talos and stuff like that that are large gun bonus, and large from here to the medium. Alright, on to the next part where I go over a few basic techniques when you're fighting, and learning from mistakes that I have made so you can save a few iskies. Okay, in this next clip you'll be able to see some of the principles I was talking about. This is a live fight between me and my Hawk, a frigate, and then the Vagabond, a cruiser. The Vagabond's got some drones, so my first thing is to point him. I want to orbit him really closely because his guns are going to have a really hard time hitting me as I'm traveling across them. I'm going to target the drones first because they're the ones that are going to hit me as they're warriors. They are small drones, so you can see that they're having a much easier time hitting me than his main guns are. So if you're in a smaller ship and you see a larger ship deploy small drones, take them first. Then you can focus all of your fire on the larger ship. The one thing that you'll see very important here in a minute is that you want to keep yourself moving across their guns. You want to move perpendicular to them, not directly at them or directly away. I'm ordered by the FC to engage the scythe that's appeared directly on field. I just targeted him. I'm a little hesitant here because I know that it's going to be certain death for me to go for that scythe, but those are the orders, so we're going to do that. You can see now as I've stopped moving, I'm being hit quite a bit. And now I'm going to go down and die, because these are why these principles are very important to keep in mind. Small ships get easy to hit as they aren't keeping up their transversal velocity. Alright, now in order to show how you can get a little bit creative with the different size options available to you, I'm in an Excurer, which is a cruiser, fighting a Stiletto, which is a frigate. Medium versus small, so I shouldn't be able to hit him very well. The problem with that theory, though, is that I've actually got small weapons attached to my cruiser, so I'll actually be tracking him quite well once I get within range. Hybrid turrets have a very short range, so you'll see the damage start to pick up as soon as he falls within my range, and he's going to drop really quickly. Dual webbed, he can't go anywhere. He's a sitting duck waiting for his ship to explode. And see, with larger weapons, I wouldn't have been able to hit him very well. And now he's just gonna die. Alright, in this next clip you'll see that it is just as important to know what range you should be engaging at as it is to know what the size of the weapons being used against you are. This is a pretty even fight. There's two small ships, two small sized weapons. However, my Hawk uses rockets, whereas his Heartbeat uses hybrid turrets, and in this case blasters. His blasters are going to be less effective at a longer range. My rockets are just as effective. If you're being hit at max damage. So it really wasn't a smart fight for him to pick, but nonetheless he decided to go for it, so I gave him a fight. At the very beginning of the fight you can see I'm just keeping outside of his range. He can't hit me for full damage. And he's got a passive tank on there, which is taking up another mid slot more than mine does. So I've got a scram and a web, whereas he just has a scram, so I get to control whatever range I want to fight at. He's basically just a sitting duck hoping that he kills me faster than I kill him, which isn't the case. So here I am. I'm getting ready because I thought at this point he had longer range ammo in, so I'm going in a little bit closer to see if I can knock his guns out of whack. Turns out he had the short range ammo in because I'm taking much more damage now that I'm closer to him. So after realizing that, I just go back out to my longer range and keep on him until he dies. That's really all you need to do once you understand where the ranges are. And down he goes. Alright, and that is really all there is to say on the fundamental subject. Make sure and mind your small, medium, and large objects, whether they be ships, guns, drones. Take advantage of when your enemy's making a mistake. It'll save your life to keep this stuff in mind, so definitely do it. If you guys enjoy these videos that I'm making, if you learn something, I'll try and make some more on different topics, like maybe something I touched on in this video, like the different weapon types and things you need to be aware of as far as those go, or get a little bit more cruiser footage or something like that. But the way that you actually fly your ship will help you do well if you keep these things in mind. Make sure and keep moving, and make sure that the DPS this enemy has on paper isn't being applied at all, because you will win the fight, just as we are doing. It's really, really helpful. Anyway, that is all. See ya. Bye-bye.